All right, looks like we're starting now. Poggers.
It's me, Mario.
Perfect. No problem.
Perfect start.
And I've still got a piece of Nutella toast to eat, so
Hey,
things are
there
looking
you
up.
go. Getting that toast. You know, honestly, like, food is important, y'all. So is hydration. I hope y'all have been drinking some water, staying hydrated through these cool cat matches today. Both Mario's gonna be popping out of the tube at pretty similar times here. Both going for different setups for Lakitu Skip. And both getting them successful. Now, if what I saw was correct, BobT0ad here is going to be doing a no LBLJ route, and it looks like spener is going to be going for the LBLJ route.
Yeah, so we're going to be a little bit of a repeat of what we saw last round, which was Mathematics going for LBLJ, going for the hard stuff, trying to take the lead, and Electric just trying to play it calm, cool, and collected. And looks like BobT0ad is going to be cosplaying as Electric here a little bit. Going for bomb clip first. Spener taking a burn though.
And getting the backup red coin as BobT0ad here going to be getting bomb clip and on his way to Womps. Spinner so far with some pretty decent movement through Dark World. A good backup with that burn. It's honestly a lot trickier than it looks, but if you accidentally get the booty burn there, you can get Mario to land on the box and get that red coin regardless. Definitely sketchy.
Yeah, I personally hate that backup. I will never go for that backup. It's so easy to die. I just take the L. That's me personally.
Yeah, I can understand for sure. All right, and Spener with a pretty decent Dark World here. Oh, BobT0ad missing the stairs. I don't know if he just, like, clipped through that or fell down, but that was interesting to see. BobT0ad going to have to back up that Cannonless Star. And Spener getting a first throw here. Spener is now going to be on his way into Womps with not only with the key to the basement in hand.
Yep, and that star lead for BobT0ad is looking pretty nice, but once we start getting a little bit further into the match, it's going to be not quite the same story unless we see Spener making some more mistakes. We haven't seen enough mistakes out of Spener to, you know, make up that difference, as the LBLJ route is about 30 seconds faster.
All right, both runners now going to be in Wumps at the same time. And again, like Saren said, don't let the star differences fool you. LBLJ and no LBLJ going against each other, you're going to definitely see some different levels and different stars being collected. BobT0ad getting that rather sketchy owlless jump. And Spener going to be saving some time over BobT0ad already with the very clean texture setup Cannonless.
Yeah, very nice to see texture coming out. We've seen a lot of salt success today, which has honestly been surprising to me. I feel like texture's probably going to reign supreme in this tournament. But I've been kind of shocked by the salt. People are getting really, really good at salt, and it's a huge time save if you nail it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to see more and more people going for it, figuring out how it works. And Spener there with a really clean double jump owlless.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Kind of hard.
All right, both runners only needing one more star here to get out of Womps. Spener just having the quick one to grab. And BobT0ad going to be having to go to the top of the tower, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the top of Tom's tower. See how things go. I haven't seen many players having issues on that star. Not usually a big point of contention for these races, but it is honestly some tricky movement, especially when you do like the fence clip into triple jump. it can get a bit dicey. If you don't quite make that stall kick work, you can be falling for quite some time. And a ledge grab means you miss the cycle, so.
All right, we're gonna see BobT0ad here. Gonna be heading into CCM while Spener already in the basement. Gonna be heading into Shifting Sandland. All right, Spener here going for plus. The lineup looks good, and he's gonna get in. Very clean first plus there from Spener. Yeah.
Only plus, but getting it first try. You know, I understood what you mean. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got your back. Hopefully not seeing any double plus in 16 star. That is a bit cursed.
Right.
It's better with a lot of supporters in the chat. I'm not sure where the BobT0ad supporters are at. They are showing up with the points, though, so that's good.
True. BobT0ad getting that penguin star and going to be getting out of CCM here nice and quick.
Yep, 8 stars. I will say, one criticism I do have of BobT0ad is that he's playing with a retro tank right now with the smoothing filter on. And it looks good in Mario 64, but in some games, it literally looks so weird. It looks so bizarre. Like, you have, like, weird octagonal, like, C buttons and an OOT, specifically.
Oh my gosh.
It can do some strange things. But almost kind of can make you look like you have RGB, like a really low tier RGB setup. So I can understand the allure of the smoothing filter.
All right, Spener here going to be getting a clean first, getting a clean LLL reds. Hello, brain. BobT0ad grabbing the reds in Dark World. Unfortunately, taking a zap there.
Yeah, that is something I was gonna bring up. I was gonna wait until the intro for the second race, but one thing we haven't talked about yet is the profile picture battle. I mean, who has the better profile picture? And I think it's hands down BobT0ad. I mean, BobT0ad literally has a cat profile picture. I don't think you can really beat that. That's kind of like God tier, like S tier profile picture status.
Oh, BobT0ad balking on the wall while Spener here getting a very clean side hop here. Yeah, no, BobT0ad, it's a good cat, I agree. I'm intrigued personally. I'm intrigued by the eggs. I wonder what the choice for the hard-boiled eggs was.
The eggs are terrible. Look at those eggs. Those are overcooked eggs. Those are like hard-boiled eggs. Like you bite into those, like the yolks like crunch back at you. Like those are too cooked of eggs. I'm not down with it. You got to have a little bit of runniness, even if they're boiled eggs. It's unacceptable to have the eggs quite that yellow.
It is definitely looking a little dry. All right, BobT0ad now going to be heading into the basement with those 9 stars. Spener absolutely in the lead now, as you can see. He's already got 10 stars and in LLL. Oh, BobT0ad, unfortunately, grabbing the side of the stairs there.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, Spener!
Getting an unfortunate, I believe that was an invis ceiling there from Spener, unable to get the triple jump dive due to the game's interesting mechanics, but backing it up very cleanly. Very good job by Spener there.
Oh my goodness, what a save. Wow.
That was absolutely a Monkus tier moment.
100%. Jeez, man.
Really impressive, though, that Spener was able to keep that under control. I mean, might have the egg boiling skills might not be on par, but the gaming in the Mario is definitely working out for him.
Oh, absolutely.
BobT0ad is just having a slide fest here in SSL.
Spener falling in the hole.
That's not supposed to happen. Nobody looked, right?
Y'all didn't see that, right?
Yeah, everybody didn't look for that one. Nobody saw it.
All right.
Spener, you're not allowed to blush. That was, it's all good. As he goes for the GTM slide.
Man, Spener. Oh, but getting yep rocked. Unfortunate.
Ever since that ESA break the record, where Fuzziness called it a Z slide. I want to call it the Z slide, even though it doesn't make any sense. Just because it sounds, I don't know, it sounds like some sort of like Dragon Ball Z like attack. Z slide.
It definitely sounds more exciting than a C up slide for sure.
Yeah, it's like Z's like I don't know. Z's a very mysterious, you know. Very mysterious
absolutely.
Letter. Got a lot of power behind it. Unless you're from like the UK or something, you call it a Z slide, and it's like, all right, well,
Right.
kind of weird.
BobT0ad gonna be getting that very successful log list here, heading into HMC. Gonna be quite a few stars behind Spener now, with Spener only needing one more star to get out. Alright, as he goes here for left side. Very clean there.
The scarier of the two variations of this emergency exit for sure. BobT0ad going no dive and also getting the ledge grab skip. That was kind of crazy. I'm not sure that's very normal, but very cool for BobT0ad.
I think that's just BobT0ad's thing. I've seen him do it in all the races so far today where he actually got into HMC. He doesn't dive on it at all. So I don't know, maybe that's just what he does in races. But, you know, hey, if it works, it works.
Well, not diving is definitely safer because you don't risk, you know, getting a bad angle or not enough height and just kind of diving straight into the abyss. But, you know, it is a little bit slower. But not getting the ledge grab is definitely interesting. It's definitely a little bit slower, but not quite, as we see Spener lining up for chip clip and grabbing it.
And getting it. Very nice chip clip from Spener here. BobT0ad getting a nice standing punch grab here on Mips. Love to see that.
Yeah, that is exciting.
All right, hopefully BobT0ad has some better luck with Mips. Getting the first door here very cleanly. The Spener setting up for front sub and going to be getting it cleanly, with BobT0ad also getting a clean 30-star door clip. Very nice.
Yeah, Spener with about a DDD lead. That is a official measurement of time, as Spener has dropped into Fire Seat here. We'll see what the strat is. Probably a pull glitch, I'm guessing. Oh, nope. Gonna be a normal early cycle. Whereas BobT0ad famously loves the zero cycle. Like he's going to connect as well. And not sure if that's what he goes for in runs. A lot of runners, especially with the 15, are going to be opting for pole glitch at that level, but especially in a race, going for that strategy, it's a little bit more consistent. It's a little bit tighter, but you know, you're not relying on getting that sort of perfect early movement required for the pole glitch.
Right. Spener, BobT0ad now just dropping into Fire Seat. Unfortunately, not getting that. Gonna have to go for the backup. Spener now about to leave Fire Seat with a really good Fire Seat throw. BobT0ad hitting the wall. So unfortunate.
Yeah, honestly, not the biggest deal, though. Oh, that is a huge deal, though. Getting stuck in the
That
sarcophagus
certainly
there.
is.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, taking that fall, not a big deal, because we're still on pace for that normal cycle. The early cycle is already gone. But obviously, yeah, taking a death kind of loses time, so BobT0ad probably not super happy with that. But another pole glitch lineup, a lot of dust, going for a backup, not even going to bother. Wasn't able to get that, but unfortunate Fire Seat for BobT0ad here.
Absolutely. Spener here, gonna be on to BLJs. If they can connect pretty quickly, it's gonna be a massive lead over BobT0ad. All right, and gets the first one almost immediately. All right, BobT0ad going for the reverse camera. Gonna be able to just barely make it into the bowl with that movement. That was super sketchy. As Spener once again connects the BLJs and is now into bits.
I think the movement was fine. I mean, Okay, task long jump. All right, whatever. You know, Spinner just gonna go with it. The wall kick.
All right, then that's the second task log jump I've seen today.
Oh, dang it. Spinner not quite connecting. With the skip movement, going for that speed kick didn't quite work out the first time. Second try is the charm, but a little bit of slipping and stumbling here or there. Has plenty of time to work with, though.
Absolutely. Gonna be missing that first left side, making it up with the standing left side attempt second time. BobT0ad now with the key and gonna be out of Fire Sea and going into BLJ's here. This may or may not. This may look like Spinner's game, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, it would have to be several upon several missed Bowser throws at this point for Spinner to fall apart. Don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll see what's on the table. I mean, we've seen some crazy bits meltdowns. We've seen some deaths in the Bowser 3. Let's be real.
All right, and that's 2. And that is one missed throw from Spinner. BobT0ad, BLJ is just not working for him, unfortunately. As they finally connect, as does Spinner's third throw, and that's going to be, barring a random fall here, that's going to be game 1 for Spinner.
That would be beyond a random fall. That would be like a like catastrophic. Like we should definitely be more concerned about Spinner's like well-being than the race at that point. Yeah, BobT0ad.
Yeah, absolutely. BobT0ad taking a bonk there. Unfortunately, going to be popping back out of bits. Spinner with game 1 here. We're going to see if BobT0ad finishes out or not. We'll see. We'll see.
Very shocked to
see a small spill.
I'd be shocked to see BobT0ad not finish this one out unless there's some sort of very catastrophic meltdown here. I think it'll be fine though.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, going for the right side and connecting. Very nice. I've seen some really interesting movement on these elevators today. Like, definitely movement that seemed very excessive to me and made me very concerned that the runners were going to fall off. But, you know, he's making it.
Oh my gosh, the Mario cam throws. Please stop. That hurts me so much. I can't
They seem to be a BobT0ad special.
No, go for Lakitu here.
I think it's just the first cam.
Oh.
And that's going to be 3 for 3 throws for BobT0ad. GG for finishing out the run. Going to be a nice and low 18.
Yeah, not quite enough to take the win versus Spinner in this first race, but we'll see if things change in the next round because, you know, it's do or die here for BobT0ad. One more loss and he is out of the qualifiers and the entirety of the tournament. Both racers going to be getting ready here shortly. I know I am excited. I'm looking at my clock right now and my brain is confused. Yesterday I think we were streaming on the channel until like it was like 3:30 in the morning for me when we were finally done, and now it's the last match of the day. It's not even midnight yet. How is there not more Cool Cat content? Where are the races at? Kind of weird. we'll be getting back into a lot more action next weekend. Still pretty sizable amount of action this week, I'm not gonna lie, but we got the SMO finals coming up next weekend and the start of the main bracket, which should be a sizable amount of races. I am excited for that. As Spener is doing some mysterious things to Mario here. I'm not even quite sure how this is happening or what is going on, but Spener has apparently gained ultimate control. Egg 7's coming out in the chat. Both racers are ready for match number 2. I want to see a bit of a faster run from Spener here. Or excuse me, from BobT0ad. Spener already playing pretty strong, but I want to see a 17 out of BobT0ad. I think we need a 17 if we want to take a race here. Alright, there we go. Spener taking a little bit of extra time on the ready check, as he is definitely creating an interesting phase here. We await in silence for the next round to start. A reminder to everybody out there watching that this is in fact put on in part thanks to the Urban Arts Partnership, who is putting up the whole $2,000 of prize pool money, which is kind of insane. I'm actually shocked that I'm hosting a tournament with $2,000 of prize pool on the Cool Cat Gang. That is absolutely phenomenal. But my greatest appreciation to Urban Arts, if you don't already know about them, they are a fantastic charity in the United States that supports underprivileged students throughout the country and getting them to college for degrees in the tech and gaming industries. So they teach them the skills they need in their college prep program called the School of Interactive Arts. Pretty fantastic stuff. I'm not sure if Anime realizes that his mic is muted or something, or perhaps is AFK. Oh. Yeah, I was kind of wondering for a while. I was gonna say, like, either he's AFK or he has his mic muted. I wasn't sure which one. Figured maybe
it was definitely muted. Didn't even realize.
I'm just cutting you off at every word. I'm just a big asshole.
No, you're not. Not at all.
As BobT0ad going to be sticking to his no LBLJ guns here, going to be entering on into BOB.
Spener with the relatively decent LBLJ setup. There we go. Going to be getting into Dark World.
Yeah, I mean, a 124 Dark World entrance, I definitely would say is decent, especially in a race. You can't really ask for much more than that. Unless you are literally the fastest in the world, then I guess you're playing, but even then, I don't know, kind of cringe. Oh man, I didn't get a sub 120 Dark World in a race? Like, come on, who are you?
Yeah, for reals.
I feel like even if you're like Sweetie, you're like, alright, whatever, 124 in a race, it's all good.
Yeah, with race times, I would definitely not be picky.
Especially with a trick like LBLJ right at the start, like it's not the hardest thing in the world, back when it was, the 2010s or whatever, people were like, oh man, that's basically TAS, that's so hard, like if you do LBLJ and runs, you're crazy. And now it's like, people are like, what, you're starting off with no LBLJ, what are you doing? So slow.
Right. And BobT0ad getting a very clean Salt Class here, a much better cannonless attempt than last game. Yeah, ooh, and Spener with the Bowser dance.
Yeah, gonna go for the turbocharged toss into the bomb. Don't blame him. Once you get that Bowser dance, it's like, you gotta be a crazy god gamer in order to get that half spin.
Oh, and BobT0ad bonking on the cage. Very unfortunate for the Owlist there.
See someone in the chat plug in the Discord. If you do want to join up in the Discord, I do highly advise towards it. Always post when we're going live. You can react to rolls to get pings for certain games when we go live with that kind of content. So, for example, today, We go live with the Mario 16 Star Open. Get pinged for SM64. Lets you know we are live with races. All the event announcements go on in there, and all sorts of other Cool Cat Gang paraphernalia. BobT0ad here heading up to take out Tom in order to create his tower. It's kind of weird. You literally kill Tom and then he makes a tower for you. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was complaining about them using the Womps to like build stuff, and now it's just like you knock him out, and he's like, "Well, I guess I'll build a tower then."
It's almost like his grave.
It's wild. Oh, more interesting with that thought though is like, there's that one up that's hidden inside the tower.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that's there. Like, even like pretty high level runners will be like, what is that? It's BobT0ad taking a dive into the abyss there. We've seen a lot of players eating some pretty fat dives into the abyss today.
I think I think earlier I saw Zine take a huge dive in Fire Sea off from the top platform. It was very unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately we do not have Facebook. I apologize. No Facebook, no TikTok, no Instagram. Gonna have to get with the social media team on that one next time we have a team meeting. Get with the board of directors, you know.
All right, BobT0ad only needing one more star here. Spener gonna be out of Womps and heading into the basement.
Is that allowed?
BobT0ad with that double jump again.
That's kind of fast. I mean, getting out of the basement sub 5. Might have to inspect the controller after this one.
Wait, did I say out of basement?
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I remember anything that happened more than like 30 seconds ago or even 2 seconds ago, to be quite honest.
Fair enough, fair enough.
What I do remember is Spener getting a fat Tama here, which is literally happening in front of our eyes right now. Why I remember it. Very nice Tama. Always impressive to see that in a race. I mean, it's been around a long time now at this point. Probably about almost 4 years. That hurts to think about, but you know, nearing 4 years on the Tama being around. Maybe even over that at this point. That's crazy. I'm old.
Nah.
I am not from Canada.
That is correct.
I live in a place that doesn't even have maple syrup, which is kind of disturbing, honestly. It makes me a little bit sad.
The star spawned above the penguin? Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah, that's a regional difference. That's one of the few regional differences, is that in Japanese the star spawns above the penguin instead of off to the side. At first I thought you were getting really upset that we don't have maple syrup here, which I would have totally understood. I was completely on your side. I was getting like geared and ready to go in the whole discussion about how we don't have maple syrup. The other unfortunate thing is that so the best thing to eat on waffles, pancakes, or French toast is peanut butter and maple syrup. They don't have they don't have maple syrup, and they also don't really have peanut butter here, which is actually kind of crazy. Like,
melted peanut butter.
In order to get peanut butter, you have to like search for it, and like only some stores have it, and it's like in like a tiny glass jar. Like, it's like a delicacy almost. It's like, why is this such a rare substance?
Yeah, it's peanut butter, dude. Peanut butter is everywhere. That is so weird.
But when you do get it, it's like this really, really nice, like, it's like creamy, but it's like almost like, I don't know, it's like, it's really good peanut butter. I don't understand why it's so rare though.
Yeah, no, warm melted peanut butter on waffles. Oh,
so good. There's some people that have never had it, and it's you gotta put peanut butter on your waffles, man. Like,
you gotta try it at least once. It's real good.
It's too good. As we see BobT0ad here heading into the Bowser fight, trying to catch up to Spener, who's already downstairs, has the key and the same amount of stars. So Spener with a comfortable lead here again in basement, and BobT0ad gonna be having to put on a little bit of pressure.
Just barely hitting that bomb after, unfortunately, missing 2 grabs there.
Yeah, grabbing Bowser really far away from the bomb there. Very strange, not quite optimal, or really something you see very often. Spener a little bit shaky on that elevator tour, but considering what happened last run, understandable and still keeping it under control. So Spener exiting out into HMC now. BobT0ad still having to enter a couple more stages before moving on into HMC. But we'll see what the star ops are if we go for side hop or if we go for Talon specifically.
It definitely looks like Spener is a little more ahead than the last race for sure.
Yeah, very fancy rolling rocks there from Spener, as BobT0ad looks to be going for side hop here again.
I've still not figured out how to do that dive rollout from the weird corner land to the red coins, and I want to do that. I'm so like, it looks so clean.
It's pretty precise. It's definitely like one of those strats that's like, if you're not getting it right away, like probably best to focus on anything else.
Okay, fair enough.
Because it's not one of those tricks where it's like, oh yeah, you get really decent at, you know, Dark World Reds and it like cleans up a lot of your movement and you're really like, you know, feeling more confident. Like you're only gonna really use that there, you know.
I gotcha. That makes sense. BobT0ad with a very clean side hop there, and Spener did take 3 attempts to get that triple box jump.
I didn't even notice that. That is definitely a time loss there. But has some room to work with. Looking to get a very solid sub 11 exit here out of HMC, which is pretty sick. 10:39. Solid 16 pace here, at the very least. To see how the rest goes. Going for the double long jump here. Just double long jump into dive. Very consistent, chill MIPS as BobT0ad narrowly avoiding that boulder there.
And BobT0ad, unfortunately, having to get rolling rocks, missing that left side, going for emergency exit. Ooh, Spener with some 2 really good MIP clips here. Heading into DDD. BobT0ad just the 1 star left. BobT0ad going to be taking the safe right side strat. Makes sense. And Spener not getting chip clip, which in this case is definitely going to lose you a big chunk of time in DDD.
Yeah, loses much more than it would have saved, but I'm surprised to see BobT0ad going for right side there. I mean, considering the fact they went for left side last time and now having to chase down MIPS. This could get ugly quickly. MIPS is a slippery little feller, but that was a very solid backup there from BobT0ad.
Very nice. And BobT0ad went for left side, but accidentally missed the jump and ended up doing a ledge grab, and so just backed it up with rolling rocks.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Compared to last race, it looks like Spener to me is even further ahead heading into Fire Sea than he was previously, although BobT0ad grabbing that nice MIPS clip through the second door there. Gonna try to keep it close, but Spener is definitely in the driver's seat here. Definitely has a lot to lose, but a solid lead. I mean, if this goes well for Spener, this is a game 2-1, a 2-0. BobT0ad knocked out, and we'll be moving on to the main bracket.
Be eating up some of that lag there. All right, and a very clean fire see from Spener here, heading into the Bowser fight. BobT0ad now getting the sub-star. Going to be heading into Fire Sea.
Yeah, we'll See if the early cycle is a success. Spener had a pretty clean run so far. This is pretty sick pace. Headed upstairs. I'm no mathematician, but we'll see what kind of time we can get going into throws.
Considering BobT0ad with the... Oops, sorry.
No, I was just gonna babble on. You're totally right to focus on BobT0ad here, who is on pace to grab this early cycle.
Yeah, getting that pole glitch this time, first try. I'm gonna be getting that early cycle. Spener now on to BLJs. Let's see if they're as nice to him this time as they were last time.
Chat is thanking the egg, looking for some solid BLJs for Spener once more. I don't know if we're gonna see it. Oh my goodness, Spener, proven to be wrong. These players are consistent at BLJs. At this point in the tournament, like, you gotta have solid BLJs. Like, not even the commentators can curse you out of that. Oh my god, Spener, you're a madman with the ledge grab into the pipe. No way, dude.
Dang.
What are you doing?
Spener killing it with the BLJs today. Wild.
Spener not following the script. This is supposed to be a best of 3. The content.
Once again with the long jump.
Yeah, actually, absolutely nutty. I think Spener's playing for PB here. Like, I wasn't gonna say it, but like, this is like nearing PB pace.
Oh my goodness. Getting right side. Spener is going. With the triple jump elevators.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but we're so close.
This is insane.
We're so close.
Great.
Oh no!
Oh,
This is the
and
pipe.
it's gone.
I don't know if it's gone yet. It depends on how good these throws are. If these throws are absolutely like god tier throws, this is actually possible.
BobT0ad getting a decent BLJs, finally getting through.
Yeah, but the real question
getting
is,
first BLJs.
are we gonna see a 15 out of Spener? That's 1 throw down. That's 2. Come on, show us the 15.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go. Is that a PB? That was a PB, right? Is that a PB?
We're gonna have to see this. We're gonna have to see the star grab.
Oh my god, please. Please, PB.
Oh
no,
my
god,
goodness.
please, Spener. No,
Spener, don't
it's
Ouija.
not gonna do it. Oh,
No!
no,
Spener! No, yeah, Spener in the chat saying that was a PB, I guess based on their timer.
Yeah, I think it is, just because the timer a little bit early to start in terms of the way we time things. So probably a 1 second PB there from Spener, but we'll have to come down to a retime. That is, regardless of whether or not that's a PB, which I think we're gonna go with it probably was, but that is a crazy race time. That is by far the fastest time in the tournament. I mean, a 15:49. I don't think anybody's gotten even close to that.
That was an absolutely insane bit from Spener. Holy crap.
Yeah, good thing to point out is Spener missed chip clip too, so had to swim all the way back down. Wow.
Man, what a PB. Imagine missing chip clip and still PBing.
PBing in the race with a 59 or a 15. Like,
what on earth? Oh no, BobT0ad missing the first throw.
it didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. This is the first throw right here for BobT0ad. Never missed a through in his life. A through or a throw. And that also didn't count because chat wasn't looking. So this is actually the first throw. BobT0ad gonna hit 3 quick ones here. Close things out. I believe in BobT0ad. Come on, 1 throw. It's down. That one didn't count either. The camera wasn't quite straight, so, you know. Alright, 2 throws down for BobT0ad. Legendary gamer. Gonna close things out. This throw. Dead on the money. I'm calling it. There we go. Easy clap. He never misses. And the Drake's absolutely pouring out in the chat right now. Crazy amount of support for BobT0ad right now in the chat. Appreciate that from everybody. I always want to support both racers. Very important. Always a reminder to follow the racers as well. If you guys have not seen There's a command in the chat called !Racers where you can find out who is racing at any given time. You always want to go show them some support. Not sure if it's really relevant in this situation, but I do know that sometimes I will go check out the racers' channels and just, you know, drop them a follow or whatever, and I honestly get a little bit upset sometimes. Sometimes these players have like a 1549 or like a 1530 or like some crazy time in 16 star, or it doesn't matter really what category it is, but they have like some nuts time and they have like 30 followers or something, and I like get like visibly upset. Like I actually get enraged. So if you guys don't already follow these guys, please go follow them. I'm sure they don't get enough support. There's so many good racers in the community that just completely get, you know, kind of swept under the rug, and definitely want to spread the love around if possible.
Yeah, one of the things that I like about these tournaments is the amount of visibility it gives a bunch of these people. Like, since, you know, joining the Cool Cat Gang and all these tournaments, like, there's so many more Mario runners that I've seen.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that'll like sign up for tournaments, and I'm just like, who the heck is this person? Like, I've never heard of this person in my life, and then I'm like, oh, they're actually a god gamer. Okay, perfect. Even Spener in the chat saying we need to follow BobT0ad. I gotta agree. I gotta agree.
100%.
If it weren't for the fact that people had such like crazy alert sounds, I would encourage people to have alerts on during the races, just because it's fun. It's honestly fun sometimes when people forget to turn them off, because then you can like kind of hype up the like follows a little bit more. But it's like the double-edged sword, because sometimes people have like literally like loud like ear destroying alerts that like are just like constant cursing, and then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely can get a little sketchy sometimes. And it's like, you know, that's cool, that's your stream, I get it, but, you know, we gotta be professional here.
Very good stuff. Very huge PB from Spener. We'll see if they want to do the third race. I know BobT0ad's been playing a bunch today, so I don't want to put any pressure on him at all. Probably a little bit tired, but who knows? Maybe he's down. Maybe he's down.
Yeah, like, and you know, like, don't let that 18-minute fool you. BobT0ad pulled out a, oh, what the heck was it? Hang on, I think it was nope, I don't remember. I think it was either I think it was a 1757 or something. During an earlier race today. But 16 star races are a very wild event. There's so much that can go wrong. There's so much that can just go incredibly amazing, as we saw here on Spener's side. Which actually, we saw both of those happen to Spener this last run, with missing chip clip and then just having the absolute bits of his life. You know, PBs and race times definitely are two separate things, but they absolutely make for quite the showing.
Absolutely. And we got a little bit of time here as the racers get set up. Want to give another shout out to Urban Art, fantastic program that is supporting our channel, supporting these tournaments, putting up $2,000 in prize money for these events. Cannot thank them enough. If you haven't checked them out yet, go check them out. Do fantastic things for the speedrunning community, for the gaming community, and for just the general community, helping underprivileged minorities get into a college for game design and other programs in the tech fields. But I think we're about ready here. I think we're about ready. Alright, the countdown is off. We are getting the racers prepared for a game number 3, of course. Has no bearing on the tournament. BobT0ad, unfortunately, already getting knocked out, regardless of the vastly superior profile picture. Didn't quite play into the cards here this time, but gonna be seeing Spener in the main bracket. Definitely gonna be good to see. I mean, plays incredibly consistently consistently in these races and has some killer strats. I don't think I really need to hype him up anymore. Literally just saw him PB in a race, getting a 1550, excuse me, a 1548. I have to see, it might be a 1547. I feel like that would be a bit generous to call right off the bat, but never know till the read time comes out.
It's me, Mario.
Getting started up here. It looks like BobT0ad. We're gonna have to slow him down a little bit. You jumped the gun a little bit.
Ooh, perfect. Look at that sync.
I've done some syncing in my time. I mean, the production crew behind the scenes is doing a great job. Great job, production crew. Doing great.
Absolutely.
We are off here. BobT0ad going for the straight-on lag 2 skip. Spener going for that lineup. Both of them nailing it, though. BobT0ad just saving those frames. You see the same story as the last 2 races. LBLJ versus no LBLJ. BobT0ad just sticking to his consistency guns. But we're going to have to see if he's able to play a little bit more consistent. And honestly, we have to see Spener just, like, let up at all. Because Spener's just been absolutely crushing it. Outside of maybe missing chip clip, like, can you think of anything that Spener did wrong last race? Like, I can't really imagine anything really major.
Yeah, last race was pretty clean. I think besides chip clip, like, I think he had more mistakes in the first race than the second one.
Oh yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, pop it off at the PB. I'd hope that is the case. Unless we miss something, but Spener gonna be cruising through Dark World here. Had a bit of trouble not grabbing that Shig cycle, but going for a little bit of in-between action. Gonna be just fine.
Oh, taking a minor bonk there and getting Goomba'd.
Yeah, the Goomba trying to earn his wages. Trying to push Mario off the side, but Mario's a bit too strong that time around. Okay, BobT0ad looking like he's doing some 100 coin movement here, but
yeah, missed Salt Clus, unfortunately.
If there was ever a time to bust out the gamer strats, it would be right now.
Absolutely. See if he goes for a second Salt Clus or just does another sock folder. Spener gonna be grabbing the key from Dark World. BobT0ad going for another one. Oh, just a little far left, unfortunately. As he does a nice 50-50 grind there on the plank.
Yeah, BobT0ad,
unfortunately, just...
yeah, not able to grab this. Kind of a rough start here for BobT0ad. Going for it again, BobT0ad. I know we want to show our stuff, but we got to get through this level, buddy. It's you against the world right now. All right, full sock folder inbound. That was a punch cancel. I'm scared. I'm very scared.
Ah! Very unfortunate here with the clus for BobT0ad. Spener already going to be hopping into Womps. Just right behind. BobT0ad trying to go very, very quickly, and this time it works. Spener... I'm not sure what's happening there, but he's definitely missing canonless as well. Oh, trying to go for the single wall jump and unfortunately not getting it. Oh man, this Swamps has not been kind to BobT0ad.
He keeps going for the craziest strats. BobT0ad, no. BobT0ad, please.
You know, I guess it's the real gamer hours. He is trying hard.
It's always interesting to see what's going to come out in these game 3s. I'm expecting to see some absolute nonsense pretty soon as BobT0ad grabbing a first frame wall kick. Not going to be able to make that work. And Spener does eventually grab that canonless.
Ah.
BobT0ad, please don't die. BobT0ad will die if he bonks one more time. Okay, that's good.
Woof. All right. Thank goodness. BobT0ad gonna get that owless there. Spinner now gonna be making his attempt. Yeah, Spinner's definitely seemed to be a lot more consistent. Again, getting like 3 for 3 on the owl double jump owless here. Oh, BobT0ad hitting the fence. Wow, but a nice backup. All right. That was unexpected.
Womp King has been defeated. BobT0ad reigning supreme over Womp's Fortress, but Spinner's already downstairs with the Womp's, or excuse me, the Dark World key, and grabbing that Harry Potter clip. Spinner's looking to be on a pretty hot run again.
Did you say Harry Potter clip? I just want to make sure I heard that.
Yeah.
Ooh, what clip is that? Haven't heard of that one.
The clip you have to do to get into SSL.
Oh, I get it. Cool.
I'm stealing that joke. So we had a commentator in the booth earlier on in the qualifiers use that, and I've been poaching that name for a while.
That's
I mean, I
great.
definitely made it up myself. Original content. Do not steal. Oh, and Spinner getting reversed there. The bomb leading him to his death. That is unfortunate.
Having a lot of trouble with Pless this race. It's 2 failed attempts, unfortunately. Oh, Spinner?
What?
What happened? Wait, did he might have picked the wrong star, I think.
I think he just... I'm confused. What do you mean he picked the wrong star? There's only one star to pick.
He grabbed the pyramid star again after having already gotten it.
Did he already get it? I thought
Yeah.
he didn't have it.
Nope, he had it. It was confusing.
Okay.
Huh.
I didn't see it, so we'll just pretend it didn't happen.
Fair enough. All right, BobT0ad gonna be heading into Dark World here as Spinner into Lethal Lava Land. Gonna be getting a very clean red coin star.
Yeah, and the star count, of course, looking a little bit deceiving here. BobT0ad has this entire level to clear, which only will grant him 1 star, and Spinner going to be grabbing quite a few in that time span. Looks like we're going for side hop here. Oh, no. Okay. Got trolled. Going straight into the volcano first thing. A little bit of a strange strategy, honestly. Generally, people like to keep this for a backup. Oh, and sliding off once more, not able to make the backup happen this time. That is kind of strange to see that happen twice in the same series.
Absolutely, very unfortunate as well. Now, the only good thing about dying in the volcano is you hop back in and you just start inside the volcano again.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Spinner opting
okay.
now for Pro Lava Boost.
Yep, that's the strat. That is a strat.
All right, BobT0ad going to be going into the Bowser throw. Spinner once again hitting up the volcano. Going to try that elevator star once again. Yeah, there we go. Getting it that time.
BobT0ad running circles around Bowser there, just absolutely showing off the speed. Unfortunately, not super useful for the speed run, but I mean, it's some swag, some extra swag points.
All right. Oh, and Spener failing that moving side hop attempt, unfortunately. Gonna have to try another setup. But also failing that. Spener's only got one more shot for that. And he's gonna get it the third try. BobT0ad now finally into the basement. And now you can see about how far behind everybody is. BobT0ad 9 stars. Spener gonna be at 11 real soon here.
Yeah, BobT0ad, or excuse me, Spener does have a couple harder stars to go. Taking an extra booty burn on the bully, not exactly optimal, but gonna make things work. Looks like we're going for a triple jump.
BobT0ad getting a smaller bomb there, and unfortunately, diving just a little too early there. Spener heading on into HMC as BobT0ad. And now at 10 stars, I believe, once again. Huh? Dropping back into SSL. Oh, once again, getting a small bomb. Unfortunate. I think BobT0ad's going to be using this time to try to get plus, it looks like. Spener getting a good triple box jump there.
I'm not really sure why BobT0ad is even going for pillarless here. Perhaps just to have a little bit of fun in the final match. But, yeah, definitely doesn't need to be going for that. Won't be really saving much time unless we're going for, like, Tama, I guess. But,
Spener once again nailing that C-up slide, which was, it saves like 0.5 seconds or something. If that.
I have no idea.
Alright, as you see BobT0ad here, going for side hop. Gonna be getting it. BobT0ad definitely faring a lot better with side hop than Spener has today, for sure.
Yeah, it's hard strat for sure. I mean, a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I'm totally consistent at side hop, and then they get there in a race or in a no reset. And, you know, sometimes the gameplay tells a different story than the mouth likes to tell, but that's just my experience.
Oh, very true, very true. All right, Spener here, gonna be out of HMC with low 1220. BobT0ad having a couple more stars to get out. Oh, and Spener missing the grab there. Gonna have to back that up. Oh, and BobT0ad with the dive this time and making it for the left emergency exit.
Very beautiful, very powerful.
Spener playing it safe with the MIPS and getting the clip first try. Oh, but missing the little...
Yeah, Gucci wall kick not quite working out. Got a little bit reversed there, unfortunately, but we are on into DDD as BobT0ad is just now collecting the final star, and pretty sizable lead again for Spener. Not the hugest lead in the world, missing salt, or excuse me, not salt. Missing chip clip. I want to call everything salt stuff.
I mean, it is.
Strat.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty salty. Like, you know, being in DDD, I'm sure it's. It might be a little. There might be a little bit of salt water in there.
Hopefully not. I mean, it's a contained.
Well, I mean,
contained lake. Kind of weird.
I mean, for sure, but like, you know, there's a whole manta ray and a couple of sharks.
There's freshwater sharks, right? I don't know about manta rays. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think there are freshwater sharks. Pretty sure.
Not exactly a marine biologist.
Fair enough. All right. Wow. Spener here heading into Fire Sea is BobT0ad into DDD. The lead has definitely shortened thanks to a couple of goof ups on Spener's side, but Spener's still in the lead here.
Yeah, a little bit of a wonky start here so far to Fire Sea. Just gonna be messing around now. Can't really make the cycle that he was looking for, so either way, has to wait. It's an interesting way to get up the elevators. Okay.
100% weird, but hey, it worked, I guess. BobT0ad now entering Fire Sea. This is the second time I've seen somebody just land on the lip of the bowl.
Yeah, making you nervous. It's not making me so nervous, but yeah, I'm just a little bit more experienced with the Fire Sea shenanigans.
BobT0ad looks like he's going right side for this one. Ooh, very clean. BobT0ad getting in, as it looks like spener actually missed a throw.
Uh-oh.
So that the lead that spener had now has just shrunk incredibly as the Bowser teleports to the edge of the stage.
Bowser straight up just teleported behind Mario.
Oh, but BobT0ad!
What was that? Completely throwing Bowser over the bomb. No, BobT0ad blowing the opportunity, a golden opportunity right there. Laying right before him and just wasn't able to capitalize. That is rough stuff.
All right, spener once again ahead into the BLJs. BobT0ad a lot closer behind this time.
Yeah, I mean, had the potential to be ahead here out of Fire Sea, so it's hard to not be like a little bit disappointed as a BobT0ad supporter. I know that I was definitely in BobT0ad's court for this last one, but you know, we're definitely in good shape. spener though connecting on these BLJs, and BobT0ad having some pretty large shoes to fill here, and we saw the Sky last race. I mean, spener is capable of some amazing feats here in Sky.
Oh, BLJ's not working for both runners at the moment. BobT0ad connecting. Oh, but losing it. Unfortunate. spener doing the moonwalk over and now into bits. All right, looks like spener not going for the long jump this time. Probably either playing it safe or just because of all that lost speed there. As BobT0ad's BLJs finally connect. BobT0ad on the infinite staircase. Using the BLJs once again as spener making a very clean right side. And BobT0ad now, just now getting into bits as Mario decides to stall on the edge of that platform. Needing just a little bit of time there from spener.
Yeah, and the gap for honor is slowly closing as BobT0ad unable to grab this last match, most likely, unless some sort of Bros meltdown from spener, but I haven't been able to curse any runners so far today, so I don't know. I'm trying my hardest. spener definitely on pace for a mid-18 here. I'm trying, BobT0ad. I'm really trying. Okay. Okay.
It's one.
Okay, yeah, spener just looking absolutely calm and collected here. Definitely gonna get these last two throws, no problem. Oh, let's go! Okay. Alright, I'm done. That's it. That's all I'm doing. spener has Bowser's tail, is spinning Bowser. Okay, that's a connection.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that spener's gonna miss this last throw. I mean, it would make it really, really close, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I think spener's gonna hit it dead on. Alright, perfect. Just as I said.
As BobT0ad unfortunately missing the second throw. Very, very powerful commentator's curse coming from Saren on this race.
I'm experienced, okay. Okay. I just got trolled. It wasn't a 1902, but we're just gonna pretend like it was. Yeah. Anyways,
better backflipping into the star there.
2-0 victory for spener here, and of course winning the grudge match. BobT0ad unable to get this last throw. Please snag the sub 20, BobT0ad. Please.
You can do it. I
We believe in you. That's gonna hit. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. A pretty wild third race from both runners. Sarah taking minor part in it here at the end of bits.
Hey, you always got to rig the election right at the end there, especially in the grudge matches. Very important.
All right, both runners finishing off with a solid show here. Fabulous. Drake's in the chat for all the racers. Descan Saw, thank you for watching. We appreciate y'all coming to support the Cool Cat Gang.
Yeah, honestly, we're desperate. Please follow the Cool Cat Gang. I am so desperate for followers and viewers and watchers. We'd love to put on more amazing tournaments like this in the future, but it all depends on your support, whether or not we can, keep these sponsors coming back for more Cool Cat content. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, join the Discord, subscribe to the YouTube, all that good stuff. A little bit behind on VODs, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll be caught up this week. Promise I'll do my homework. But yeah, we'll see if we can get these runners in for some interviews, or if they are all tuckered out for the day. But regardless of that fact, we're gonna have more Mario here tomorrow, more Mario here next weekend, more Mario forever. Forever Mario, all the time.
All Mario.
Alright, looks like we have both BobT0ad and Spener joining us in the booth. Spener, how are you feeling about that PB?
What did you say? Sorry, I Discord muted.
Oh, I was just saying that, PB, pretty epic feelings.
I think it's at least by 3 seconds, because the timer started early, and I was sure that said 15:48.
Yeah, I think a 47 is definitely on the cards. I feel like 46 is a bit pushing it, but we'll see. The retime always tells the truth. But regardless, popping off with that PB, that's crazy.
I did miss chip clip, but my PD also did, so that's kind of funny.
Oh.
Wow, yeah, that is funny.
Yeah. Maybe I should stop going for that. I don't know.
I believe in yourself. Just nail it. You'll hit it once, I'm sure. I mean, PBs, it all comes down to hitting everything. It's never going to happen, every time. But...
yeah, I got really good RNG. I got LBLJ first try and pillarless first try on both my runs. That was really good RNG. And, that, carried both of my runs. Both of those race times, I wasn't expecting those at all. Because I was so nervous again.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to...
I want to shout out...
Go ahead.
You go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm just going to continue babbling.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to my friends Skelly and Ton. He's my big cousin. And also H-Boat and Chosis and Amaris and Ginny T. Sorry, I just had to do that.
No, it's all good. Shoutouts are very welcome. BobT0ad, don't want to ignore the fact that you're in the booth. How are you feeling about your races today? Unable to grab a victory, but, made it pretty far in the tournament. What are your thoughts?
I had a lot of fun. At first I was nervous, but then the nerves kind of calmed down, and even though I made some big mistakes, I still feel like for the most part I had my game kind of in order. So, and then I also hit ultimate in my ultimate cycle and fire C in the third run, which is always something to be happy about, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely felt like you played pretty good. Unfortunately, going up against someone who pops off and gets a 15:47 in a race, kind of hard to compete with that. I gotta say, I
just got so lucky.
I was sure that you could get a 15, but I didn't want to hype it up until I saw you going for TAS long jump. I was like, all right, this dude's going for it. He believes in himself.
I wasn't looking at my splits, so I didn't even think 15 was possible after Fire C. But then I saw that I was 1 second behind my PB after BLJs, so I thought I had to go crazy to make use of it.
Nice. Well, I mean, either way, you
I got lucky again.
It's very awesome. that is the last race for today, but as I was saying before, we got more races coming up tomorrow. We're going to be starting up at noon tomorrow, having a doubleheader. It's going to be the last of the qualifier matches. So do come and stop by for that. Make sure to follow the channel, all that good stuff. We'll be heading over to check out Markinator, who's running, of course, the 16-star showdown right now. I'm sure that everybody will probably head over there anyways, but we're going to go ahead and pop in there after a little bit of a word from UAP, and we will see you guys tomorrow.